He accidentally wed an elegant alien Princese, and his world was never the same to asterisk. Marcus Chen looked at his small tablet screen and sighed. The map of the Zephyrian space station made no sense at all. The crystal walls around him looked the same in every direction. Blue light glowed from somewhere inside them, making everything shine like water. He had been walking for 20 minutes, and every hallway looked exactly the same. This is just great, Marcus said to himself. He was supposed to be at the main meeting room 10 minutes ago. The other Earth diplomats would be wondering where he was. This was his first big space mission, and he was already lost. Marcus was not like the other diplomats. He was only 30 years old, much younger than most. He also did not come from a rich family or a famous school. He got his job because he was good at solving problems and talking to people. But right now, he felt very stupid. The space station was huge. It was built by the Zephyrians, one of the most powerful alien races in the galaxy. Everything was made of crystal that seemed to grow from the walls. The Zephyrians loved beautiful things, and their station was like a giant work of art floating in space. Marcus heard music coming from somewhere ahead. It was soft and pretty, like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. He followed the sound, hoping it would lead him to other people who could help him find his way. The music got louder as he walked. Soon, he came to a large room with a high ceiling. The crystal walls here were different colors: blue, green, and silver. The light inside them moved like slow lightning. Inside the room, Marcus saw about 50 aliens. They were all Zephyrians. They had blue skin that seemed to glow softly. Their hair was white or silver, and they wore long, flowing clothes that looked like they were made of starlight. Marcus stopped at the doorway. He did not want to interrupt whatever was happening, but then one of the Zephyrians saw him and smiled. She waved for him to come in. The Zephyrian who had waved was clearly important. She wore a dress that sparkled like diamonds, and a thin crown of silver sat on her head. Her skin was a deeper blue than the others, with silver markings on her face and arms that looked like tiny stars. She was the most beautiful person Marcus had ever seen. Marcus walked slowly into the room. All the Zephyrians turned to look at him. He felt his face get hot. He was wearing his best Earth suit, but next to these elegant aliens, he felt very plain. The beautiful Zephyrian walked up to him. She was tall, almost as tall as Marcus. When she moved, it was like dancing. She said something in her own language. It sounded like singing. Marcus touched his ear. His universal translator was not working right. It was supposed to change alien languages into English, but it was making strange beeping sounds instead. "I'm sorry," Marcus said. "I don't understand. My translator is broken." The Zephyrian woman tilted her head. She seemed to understand that he could not understand her. She smiled and pointed to herself. "Lyrale," she said slowly in English. It was the only word Marcus could understand. "Marcus," he said, pointing to himself. "I'm lost. I was looking for the main meeting room." Lyrale nodded. She said something to the other Zephyrians. They all started to make musical sounds. Marcus thought they might be laughing, but in a nice way. Lyrale walked to a small table in the center of the room. On the table was a beautiful glowing pendant. It was shaped like a star and gave off soft white light. She picked it up and brought it back to Marcus. She held out the pendant to him. The other Zephyrians became very quiet. Lyrale spoke to Marcus in her musical language. Even though he could not understand the words, she sounded serious and kind. Marcus looked at the pendant. It was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. The light inside it moved like it was alive. He could feel warmth coming from it. He looked at Lyrale's face. Her large eyes were purple, like deep space filled with stars. She was waiting for him to take the pendant. All the other Zephyrians were watching too. Marcus did not want to be rude. These people had been kind to him, even though he had walked into their ceremony without permission. The least he could do was accept their gift. He reached out and took the pendant. It felt warm in his hands, and the light got brighter when he touched it. The moment Marcus took the pendant, something amazing happened. All the Zephyrians started to sing together. Their voices made harmony that sounded like angels. The crystal walls began to glow brighter, and the lights inside them danced faster. Lyrale smiled the biggest smile Marcus had ever seen. She said something that sounded very happy. Then she did something that surprised Marcus completely. She leaned forward and gently touched her forehead to his. When their skin touched, Marcus felt a warm feeling spread through his whole body. It was like drinking hot chocolate on a cold day, but much stronger. He felt connected to Lyrale in a way he could not explain. The singing got louder and more beautiful. Other Zephyrians came forward and touched Marcus on the shoulder or arm. Each touch felt warm and friendly. Marcus started to smile too. He did not know what was happening, but it felt good. After a few minutes, the singing stopped. All the Zephyrians were looking at Marcus and Lyrale with happy faces. Some of them had tears in their eyes. That was when Marcus heard a beeping sound from his ear. His translator was working again. "Congratulations on your bonding ceremony," it said in a cheerful voice. "You are now married according to Zephyrian law." Marcus felt his smile disappear. "What?" he said out loud. "The exchange of the bonding pendant and the forehead touch have made you husband and wife." The translator continued, "This union is recognized by the Zephyrian Empire and cannot be undone." Marcus looked at Lyrale. She was still smiling, but now she looked a little worried too. "Did you understand what just happened?" Marcus asked her. Lyrale nodded slowly. "Yes," she said in careful English. "We are married now." Marcus felt his knees get weak. He looked around the room at all the happy Zephyrian faces. Then he looked at the pendant in his hands. It was still glowing, but now it seemed to be glowing brighter. "Oh no," Marcus whispered. "What have I done?" At that moment, he heard the sound of heavy footsteps in the hallway outside. Through the doorway, Marcus saw armed guards in dark uniforms walking past. They were moving quickly, like they were looking for something or someone. Lyrale saw the guards too. Her smile disappeared, and she moved closer to Marcus. "We need to talk," she said quietly. "There are things you need to know about what just happened, important things." Marcus nodded. He had a feeling his life had just become very complicated. Princess Lyrale looked at the guards walking past the doorway. She waited until their footsteps disappeared before speaking again. "Follow me," she said to Marcus. "We cannot talk here." She led him through a side door that Marcus had not noticed before. It opened into a small room with crystal walls that glowed soft pink. There were comfortable chairs that seemed to be grown from the same crystal as everything else. "Sit down," Lyrale said. "You look like you might fall over." Marcus sat down. His head was spinning. "I need to understand what just happened. Did we really get married?" Lyrale nodded. "Yes, in my culture, when someone accepts the bonding pendant and allows the forehead touch, they become life partners. It is the most sacred ceremony we have." "But I didn't know," Marcus said. "I thought you were just being friendly. I thought it was a gift." "I know you did not understand," Lyrale said. She sat down across from him. "But Marcus, I need to tell you something. I didn't know what I was doing." Marcus stared at her. "What do you mean?" "I chose you on purpose," Lyrale said. "I have been watching you since you arrived at the station 3 days ago." Marcus remembered the past few days. He had been attending meetings with other Earth diplomats. There had been many aliens at those meetings. He had not noticed anyone watching him. "I saw how you treated the station workers," Lyrale continued. "You were kind to them. You said please and thank you to people that others ignored. You helped a small alien fix his cart when it broke down. You shared your food with someone who looked hungry." Marcus felt embarrassed. Those were just normal things to do. "No," Lyrale said. "They were not normal at all. Most diplomats from powerful species never notice the workers. They think they are too important to help others. But you did. You saw them as people, not as servants." "I still don't understand why you married me," Marcus said. Lyrale stood up and walked to the crystal wall. She touched it, and the pink light got brighter. "My name is Princess Lyrale Starburn," she said. "I am the only child of Emperor Zephyron III. When my father dies, I will rule the Zephyrian Empire. Marcus felt his stomach drop. You're going to be the Empress? Yes, and the Zephyrian Empire controls the largest military force in the galaxy. We have ships in every star system. We have weapons that can destroy planets. Marcus put his head in his hands. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Marcus, look at me. Lyrale said. He looked up. She was standing very straight, and for the first time, Marcus could see the royal power in her. She was not just a beautiful alien anymore. She was someone who would someday command billions of people. I married you because I want to change things, she said. My people believe that Zephyrians are better than all other species. We think other aliens should serve us. We think humans are weak and stupid. Gee, thanks, Marcus said. But I know that is wrong. Lyrale continued. I have studied your people. Humans do things that no other species can do. You work together in ways we cannot. You solve problems by trying new ideas. You care about people you do not even know. Marcus was quiet for a moment. So you married me to make a point? I married you because I believe you can help me change my empire, Lyrale said. But also because I like you. You have a good heart. Before Marcus could answer, his communicator beeped. He pulled it out and saw a message from Ambassador Johnson, the head of the Earth diplomatic team. Chen, where are you? Emergency meeting now. Something has happened. Marcus showed the message to Lyrale. She read it and her face went pale. They know, she said. Know what about our marriage? Word travels fast in the palace. Marcus's communicator beeped again. This time it was a call, not a message. He answered it, Marcus. Ambassador Johnson's voice was loud and angry. Where have you been? Do you have any idea what you've done? Sir, I can explain. You've created the biggest diplomatic crisis in human history. The Zephyrian Emperor is furious. He says his daughter has been corrupted by human contact. Our government is in panic mode. They want you back on Earth immediately. Marcus looked at Lyrale. She could hear every word. Sir, I didn't mean for this to happen. It doesn't matter what you meant. The Emperor is talking about declaring war on Earth. He says we have insulted his family honor. Marcus, you need to get back here right now. The call ended. Marcus stared at his communicator. War, he said quietly. Lyrale nodded sadly. My father believes that marriage to a human has damaged my honor. In our culture, royalty can only marry other royalty. Marrying someone from a lesser species is the worst insult possible. Lesser species? Marcus felt angry now. Humans aren't lesser than anyone. I know that, Lyrale said. But my father does not. He will want to punish Earth for allowing this to happen. He will want to show the galaxy that no one can insult the Zephyrian royal family. Marcus stood up and started walking around the small room. This is crazy. We need to fix this. Maybe we can get unmarried somehow. There's no divorce in Zephyrian law, Lyrale said. Once the bonding pendant is accepted, the marriage lasts forever. Then I'll go to your father and explain that it was a mistake. I'll tell him I didn't understand what was happening. That will not help, Lyrale said. If anything, it will make him more angry. It will prove to him that humans are too stupid to understand our culture. Suddenly, they heard a loud bang from the main ceremony room. Then there were shouts and the sound of energy weapons firing. Lyrale grabbed Marcus's arm. We have to go. Now. What's happening? Those guards I saw earlier? They were not regular station security. They were royal guards from my father's personal army. Another bang, closer this time. Marcus could smell something burning. Why would your father's guards be shooting? He asked. Lyrale's face was full of fear. Because my father has ordered them to kill you. Marcus felt his blood turn cold. Kill me. If you are dead, the marriage becomes void. It is the only way to undo what we have done. They heard footsteps. Running toward their room, heavy boots on crystal floors. Is there another way out? Marcus asked. Lyrale pointed to a wall that looked solid. Emergency exit. But Marcus, if we run, we become fugitives. My father will hunt us across the galaxy. The footsteps were getting closer. Marcus could hear voices shouting in the Zephyrian language. If we stay, I die. Marcus said. If we run, we're in trouble. Those don't sound like good choices. There's a third option, Lyrale said. We fight back. Fight against the royal guards. They have weapons and training. I'm just a diplomat. Lyrale smiled for the first time since they had left the ceremony room. Yes, you are just a human diplomat, but humans are full of surprises. You think in ways that my people cannot predict. The door to their room started to glow red. Someone was cutting through it with a laser. What do you mean? Marcus asked. Show them what humans do best, Lyrale said. Survive. The door exploded. Inward, and armed figures in dark armor rushed into the room. But Marcus and Lyrale were no longer there. Marcus pulled Lyrale through the emergency exit just as the guards broke down the door. They found themselves in a narrow tunnel that curved away from the main station. Emergency lights cast red shadows on the crystal walls. Where does this lead? Marcus asked, breathing hard. To the docking bay, Lyrale said. But Marcus, we cannot take a royal ship. They will track us immediately. Then we need a different ship. Marcus said. He was thinking fast. What about the traders? I saw cargo ships at the station when we arrived. Lyrale looked surprised. You want to steal a ship? I want to borrow one, Marcus said. There's a difference. They reached the end of the tunnel. Marcus carefully opened the exit door and looked out. The docking bay was huge, filled with ships of all sizes. Most were sleek Zephyrian vessels that glowed with soft light. But in the far corner, Marcus saw older, rougher ships that belonged to traders from different planets. There, he pointed to a small, rusty ship. That one looks like it has seen better days. The owner might be willing to help us. Help us? Lyrale shook her head. Marcus, you do not understand. When word spreads that I have married a human, no one will want to help us. It will be too dangerous. Maybe, Marcus said. But humans have a saying, you never know until you try. They made their way across the docking bay, staying in the shadows. Marcus could hear sirens in the distance. The royal guards were searching the station. When they reached the old ship, Marcus saw a small alien working on the engine. The alien looked like a lizard that walked onto legs. His scales were green and brown, and he wore dirty work clothes. Marcus walked up to him. Excuse me, he said politely. I'm Marcus Chen from Earth. This is Princess Lyrale. We need help. The lizard alien looked up. His eyes were large and yellow. I know who you are, he said in rough English. Word travels fast. You're the human who married the princess. Yes, Marcus said. And now we're in trouble. The alien laughed. It sounded like rocks falling. Trouble? Boy, you started a war. The Emperor's guards are turning this station upside down looking for you. Will you help us? Marcus asked. The alien studied Marcus for a long moment. Why should I? Helping you could get me killed. Marcus thought about this in the diplomatic meetings. He had learned that different alien species valued different things. He remembered something about this species. What's your name? He asked. Krex, the alien said. Krex, you're a Saurian, right? From the Outer Rim worlds. Krex nodded slowly. I've read about your people, Marcus said. You value fair deals and honest work. You don't like bullies, so? The Zephyrian Empire has been pushing smaller species around for centuries. They think they're better than everyone else, but you know they're not. You know that every person has value, no matter what species they are. Lyrale watched this conversation with interest. She had never heard anyone talk to a trader this way before. Krex was quiet for a moment. Then he said, You're asking me to risk my life. Yes. Marcus said honestly. I am. But I'm also offering you something in return. What? A chance to be part of something bigger. A chance to help change the galaxy? Krex looked at Lyrale. Is he always like this? I am beginning to think so, Lyrale said, smiling a little. Fine, Krex said. But you work for your passage, and if we get caught, I'm telling them you stole my ship. Deal. Marcus said. As they prepared to leave, Krex's ship suddenly made a terrible noise. Smoke poured from the engine. Oh, perfect, Krex said. The power coupling just failed. We're not going anywhere. Lyrale looked worried. How long will it take to fix? 3 hours, maybe 4, if I can find the right parts. Marcus knelt down and looked at the engine. He had no training with alien technology, but engines were engines. They all worked on the same basic principles. Correct. Do you have any spare power cables? Some. Why? And those energy cells from your emergency supplies? Yes, but Marcus was already pulling out cables and tools in human engineering. We call this a workaround. If the main system is broken, you build a new one for the next hour. Marcus worked on the engine. He connected cables in ways that made no sense to Krex or Lyrale. He routed power through backup systems. He even used parts from a broken food processor to create new connections. This should not work, Krex said, watching Marcus. Maybe not according to Saurian engineering. Marcus said, but humans are good at making things work even when they shouldn't. Lyrale knelt beside Marcus as he worked. In my culture, only engineers work on machines. Royalty does not do manual labor. Well, I'm not royalty, Marcus said. I'm just a person trying to solve a problem. Want to help? Lyrale hesitated. I do not know how. Here, Marcus handed her a tool. Hold this steady while I connect these wires. It was the first time in Lyrale's life that anyone had asked her to help with physical work. In Zephyrian society, her job was to give orders, not to take them. But working with Marcus felt good. They were partners, solving the problem together. When Marcus finished, the engine hummed smoothly. Impossible, Krex said. That fix should have taken days with proper parts. Humans don't always do things the proper way. Marcus said, we do them the way that works. They launched just as royal guards reached the docking bay. Krex's ship was old and slow, but it was also small enough to hide among the asteroids near the station. Where do we go now? Lyrale asked. Somewhere safe, Marcus said. Somewhere we can figure out our next move. As they flew away from the station, Lyrale watched Marcus work with Krex to navigate through the asteroid field. He did not order Krex around like a Zephyrian noble would. Instead, he asked questions and listened to the answers. He treated the trader like an expert, not a servant. Marcus, she said quietly, can I ask you something? Sure. In my culture, I am taught that I am superior to other species because I am royal, but you do not treat me like I am superior to you. You do not treat anyone like they are inferior to you. Why? Marcus thought about this. Where I come from, we believe that all people have equal worth. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, human or alien, royal or common. Everyone deserves respect, even enemies, even enemies. You can fight someone and still respect them as a person. Lyrale was quiet for a long time. Everything Marcus said challenged what she had been taught her whole life. Later, as they hid in a nebula to avoid patrol ships, Krex showed them a news broadcast on his communication system. The broadcast was in the Zephyrian language, but Marcus's translator was working now. What he heard made his blood run cold. The royal marriage has proven that humans are a danger to galactic stability. The news anchor said, military leaders suggest that Earth should be placed under Zephyrian protection to prevent future incidents. Protection? Marcus asked. Lyrale's face was pale. It's a code word. They mean invasion. But that's not fair. I'm just one person. You can't judge all humans by what I did. Fair has nothing to do with it, Lyrale said sadly. They are using our marriage as an excuse to do something they have wanted to do for years. Krex turned off the broadcast. Sounds like your little wedding has given the Empire exactly what it wanted, a reason to attack Earth. Marcus felt sick. His accidental marriage wasn't just his problem anymore. It was about to become humanity's worst nightmare. We have to stop this, he said. How? Lyrale asked. We're just 3 people in an old ship. Marcus looked at both of them. Then we better start thinking like humans. Marcus stared out the small window of Krex's ship at the swirling colors of the nebula around them. They had been hiding for 2 days, and every hour brought more bad news. The Zephyrian fleet was moving toward Earth. Human colonies on the outer worlds were being evacuated. War seemed certain. We can't just hide here forever, Marcus said. Krex was eating something that looked like purple soup. Why not? It's safe here. The nebula blocks their sensors, because while we're hiding, innocent people are going to die. Marcus said, "My people on Earth don't deserve this. They didn't do anything wrong." Lyrale was sitting quietly in the corner, reading messages on a small communication device. She had been very quiet since they escaped the station. "What are you reading?" Marcus asked her. "Messages from the palace," she said sadly. "My father has officially declared me dead to the royal family. He says I have been corrupted by human ideas and am no longer his daughter." Marcus felt angry. "That's terrible. You're still the same person you were before." "No," Lyrale said. "I'm not the same person. You have changed me, Marcus. You have shown me that there are different ways to think and live. My father is right to be afraid of that. Afraid. If I become impressed with these new ideas, I will change everything. The old ways of the empire will end. The rigid social order, the belief that some species are better than others, all of it will change." Krex stopped eating his soup. "Wait, you're still the legal heir, right? Even if your father disowned you, according to Zephyrian law, yes. The royal bloodline cannot be broken by words alone." Marcus started to pace around the small ship. An idea was forming in his mind. "Lyrale, tell me about Zephyrian traditions. Are there any old laws about proving someone's worth?" "Many," she said. "Why? In human history, when people disagreed about who should lead, sometimes they would have contests or trials. The winner would prove they were right." Lyrale's eyes widened. "The trial of worth. I had forgotten about it. What's that?" "An ancient law that allows anyone to challenge the emperor's decisions, if they can prove their worthiness through tests of wisdom, courage, and leadership. The emperor must listen to them." Krex laughed his rough, rocky laugh. "You want to challenge the emperor, Marcus? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard." "Maybe," Marcus said, "but it's also our only chance. If I can prove that humans deserve respect, maybe we can stop this war." "The trial hasn't been used in over 1,000 years, Lyrale said, "and it's very dangerous. If you fail, the punishment is death. If I don't try, millions of people will die anyway." Marcus said, "At least this way, there's a chance." Lyrale stood up. "Marcus, I cannot let you do this. The tests are designed for Zephyrian nobles. They require knowledge of our history, our culture, our ways of thinking. Then you'll have to teach me." Marcus said, "We have time while we travel back to the capital." "Travel back?" Krex nearly choked on his soup. "You want to go back to the place where guards are trying to kill you?" "Yes," Marcus said firmly. "We're going to face this problem head on. That's what humans do." It took them 3 days to reach the Zephyrian capital world. During the journey, Lyrale taught Marcus everything she could about her people's history and laws. She told him about the ancient trials and what they meant. The trial of worth has 3 parts. She explained. First, the test of knowledge. You must answer questions about leadership and wisdom. Second, the test of courage. You must face a dangerous challenge without backing down. Third, the test of innovation. You must solve a problem that has never been solved before. "What kind of problem?" Marcus asked. "That depends on what the emperor chooses. It could be anything." When they arrived at the capital, Marcus was amazed by what he saw. The planet was covered with crystal cities that reached toward the clouds. Ships flew between the buildings, like glowing fish in an ocean of light. "It's beautiful," he said. "It is also heavily guarded." Krex pointed out. "How do we get to the palace without being arrested?" "We don't sneak in," Marcus said. "We walk through the front door." Before anyone could stop him, Marcus activated the ship's communication system and sent a message directly to the Imperial Palace. "Emperor Zephyron," he said clearly, "my name is Marcus Chen of Earth. I am married to your daughter, Princess Lyrale. I am here to invoke the ancient trial of worth. I challenge your decision to declare war on humanity." The response came quickly. The Emperor's voice was deep and cold as space. "Human, you are either very brave or very stupid. The trial of worth has not been used in a millennium. Are you certain you wish to face it?" "Yes, Your Majesty, I am certain." "Very well. You have 1 hour to present yourself at the palace. Come alone, or the trial is forfeit." Marcus looked at Lyrale and Crex. I guess this is it. I should come with you, Lyrale said. No, he said alone. Besides, if this goes wrong, you'll need to find another way to stop the war. Crex grabbed Marcus's arm. Human, this is suicide. The Emperor wants you dead. This trial is probably just a fancy way to execute you. Marcus smiled. Maybe, but maybe not. Sometimes the best way to win is to do something no one expects, an hour later. Marcus stood in the most magnificent throne room he had ever seen. The walls were made of crystal that showed moving images of Zephyrian history. The ceiling was so high he couldn't see the top, and sitting on a throne of pure light was Emperor Zephyron. The Emperor was huge, even for a Zephyrian. His blue skin was darker than Lyrale's, almost purple, and his silver markings covered his entire body like armor. His eyes were the color of old ice. So, the Emperor said, his voice echoing through the vast room, the small human who thinks he can challenge an empire. I don't want to challenge your empire, your majesty, Marcus said. I want to save it. Save it from what? From making a terrible mistake. Humans are not your enemies. We could be your greatest allies if you give us the chance. The Emperor laughed. It was not a pleasant sound. You married my daughter. You corrupted her with your inferior human ideas, and now you want to lecture me about allies? I want to show you what humans can do, Marcus said. What we can offer the galaxy. Very well. Let the trial of worth begin. The first test was knowledge. Marcus had to answer complex questions about leadership, justice, and wisdom. Thanks to Lyrale's teaching, he did well. The second test was courage. He had to walk across a bridge made of energy while crystal serpents tried to knock him off. He was scared, but he didn't give up. Then came the third test. For 1,000 years, the Emperor said, our greatest minds have tried to solve the hunger of worlds, the food shortage that affects every planet in our empire. Our population grows, but our ability to feed everyone does not solve this problem. And I will listen to your words about humanity. Marcus looked around the throne room. This was it. The moment when he had to prove that humans deserved respect. Your Majesty, he said, may I ask a question? Speak, in your empire. Who decides what crops to grow and where to grow them? The Agricultural Council, of course. They are the experts. And who are the Agricultural Council? Noble families who have managed food production for centuries. Marcus nodded. And do these nobles ever work in the fields themselves? Of course not. That is work for lower castes. There's your problem, Marcus said. You're trying to solve hunger by asking people who have never been hungry. The Emperor's eyes narrowed. Explain. On Earth, we learned something important. The best ideas for growing food come from the people who actually grow it. Farmers, workers, people who get their hands dirty. But in your empire, these people are never asked for their opinions. Marcus took a deep breath. This was his chance. Let me show you the human way to solve problems. Give me permission to talk to your farmers, your field workers, your food transporters. Let me bring their ideas to your Agricultural Council. Let them work together as equals, not as nobles and servants. The throne room was completely silent. The Emperor stared at Marcus for a long moment. You want me to listen to farmers? I want you to listen to experts, Marcus said. The real experts. Emperor Zephyron stared at Marcus for what felt like forever. The silence in the throne room was so complete that Marcus could hear his own heartbeat. You want me to listen to farmers, the Emperor said slowly. You believe that workers know more than nobles. I believe that everyone knows something useful, Marcus said. The trick is bringing all that knowledge together. The Emperor's cold eyes studied Marcus. And if I allow this experiment, and it fails, then you can execute me and proceed with your war, Marcus said. But if it succeeds, you agree to call off the invasion of Earth and recognize humanity as equals in the galaxy. Agreed, the Emperor said. You have 1 month. Guards escorted Marcus to a small building near the palace. It was nicer than a prison, but clearly still a place for keeping prisoners. That evening, Lyrale came to visit him. You're either the bravest person I have ever met or the most foolish. She said, maybe both, Marcus admitted. But Lyrale, I need your help. I don't know your agricultural systems. I don't know where the farms are or how they work. I can help you, she said. But Marcus, you should know something. The food shortage is worse than most people realize. If we cannot fix it soon, millions will starve. The next morning, Marcus began his work. With Lyrale's help, he visited farms across the empire. What he saw surprised him. The farms were huge and efficient, with advanced technology that could grow crops faster than anything on Earth. But they only grew 3 types of food, and they grew them the same way on every planet. Why only 3 crops? Marcus asked a farm supervisor. Because those are the ones approved by the Agricultural Council, the supervisor said. We are not allowed to change without permission. But what if the soil on this planet is better? For different crops, the supervisor looked confused. I do not understand. The council has decided what grows best. Marcus spent days talking to workers in the fields. These conversations had to be secret because workers were not supposed to give opinions to visiting officials. But Marcus was patient and kind, and slowly they began to trust him. The truth is, one worker told him, we know ways to grow more food. My family has farmed for centuries. We have old techniques that work better than the new ones. But no one asks us. Another worker showed Marcus plants growing wild near the farm. These are nutritious and grow easily, she said. But they are not on the approved list, so we cannot use them. A transport worker explained that much food was wasted because it went bad during long trips. We could preserve it better if we changed the shipping schedule, he said. But the schedule is set by people who have never loaded a cargo ship. Marcus listened to hundreds of workers. He wrote down every idea, every suggestion, every piece of traditional knowledge that had been ignored. After 2 weeks, he had enough information to propose a solution, but he needed to present it in a way that would work within Zephyrian culture. Marcus requested a meeting with the Agricultural Council. These were 5 noble families who had controlled food production for generations. They agreed to see him, mostly out of curiosity. The meeting was held in a grand chamber with crystal walls showing images of perfect farms. The 5 council members sat on high chairs, looking down at Marcus. Human, said Councillor Vex. The leader, we understand you have been talking to workers. Yes, Marcus said. I have learned many interesting things. Workers do not understand the complexity of feeding an empire, Councillor Vex said. They see only their small part of the system. That's exactly why their knowledge is valuable. Marcus said, they see details that get lost in the big picture. Marcus spread out plans and charts he had prepared. What if we tried something different? Instead of growing the same 3 crops everywhere, what if we let each planet grow what works best for its soil and climate? Impossible, said another counselor. How will we control quality? How will we manage distribution? By trusting the local workers to know their own land, Marcus said, and by creating teams that include both nobles and workers, so you can share knowledge instead of just giving orders. The counselors looked skeptical, but Marcus continued, I'm proposing we start with 1 planet as a test. Let the workers there try their ideas for 3 months. If it fails, you've lost nothing. If it succeeds, you can expand the program. Councillor Vex was quiet for a moment. And you believe this will solve our food shortage? I believe it will. Teach us things we never knew before, Marcus said. And yes, I think it will produce more food. Reluctantly, the council agreed to try Marcus's idea on 1 planet. They chose a world that was struggling the most with food production. Marcus spent the next 2 weeks on that planet, working with local farmers to implement their ideas. It was hard work. Marcus got dirty, tired, and sore. But he also saw something amazing happen. When the noble supervisors started working alongside the farmers instead of just giving orders, both groups learned new things. The nobles shared knowledge about new technology. The farmers shared generations of wisdom about reading soil and weather. Together, they developed new crops that grew better in the local climate. They improved storage methods. They created more efficient transportation routes. After 1 month, the results were clear. The test planet was producing 40% more food than before. Marcus stood before Emperor Zephyron again, this time with charts and reports to show the success. Impressive, the Emperor said. But one planet is not an empire. No, Your Majesty. But it's a beginning. Marcus took a deep breath. The real success isn't just the extra food. It's that your people learn to work together in new ways. Nobles and workers became partners instead of masters and servants. They solved problems no one could solve alone. The Emperor was quiet for a long time. Finally, he spoke. Human, you have done something that our greatest minds could not do. You have shown us a new way to think. I've shown you the human way, Marcus said. We believe that everyone has value. We believe that the best solutions come from working together as equals. And you believe this approach could work throughout my empire? I believe it could change the galaxy, Marcus said. Emperor Zephyron stood up from his throne. Very well, I will cancel the invasion of Earth. I will also authorize the expansion of your agricultural program to 10 more planets. Marcus felt relief wash over him. Thank you, Your Majesty. Do not thank me yet, the Emperor said. I'm also appointing you as the first human ambassador to the Zephyrian Empire. You will help us learn these new ways of cooperation. And Princess Lyrale? My daughter chose well, the Emperor said. She will remain heir to the throne. When she becomes Empress, she will lead an empire that has learned the value of working together. 6 months later, Marcus stood on the observation deck of a new space station. It was the first joint human-Zephyrian research facility, where scientists from both species worked together as equals. Lyrale joined him at the window. She was wearing simpler clothes now and had been working in the agricultural program herself. Do you ever regret it? She asked, getting lost that day and stumbling into our ceremony? Marcus thought about it. No, he said. Getting lost led me to find something I didn't know I was looking for. What's that? A purpose. A chance to help build something better. Outside the window, ships from dozens of different species flew past. Human vessels worked alongside Zephyrian ships. Other alien races that had been afraid of the Empire were now joining the new cooperation programs. You know what I've learned, Marcus said. The galaxy isn't divided into superior and inferior species. We're all just different kinds of people, each with our own strengths. When we work together, we can solve any problem. Lyrale smiled and took his hand, even accidentally marrying an alien princess. Especially that, Marcus said, smiling back. Far below them, on the station's farming levels, human agricultural experts worked side by side with Zephyrian nobles and farmers from a dozen different worlds. They were planning new colonies where different species would live and work together. From the beginning, Marcus had accidentally changed his life with one wrong turn. But in doing so, he had helped change the galaxy itself. And that, he thought, was the most human thing of all, turning mistakes into opportunities and finding ways to bring people together instead of driving them apart. The universe was a big place, but it felt a little more like home when you had partners to share it with.